The ballot is stronger than the bullet. Abraham Lincoln. Many may ask, why vote? That's the equivalent of, why speak? According to ABC, in this year's midterm, voters aged 19 to 28 made up 13% of the overall electorate, 2% more than in 2014. But that's not enough. These young voters will ultimately determine our future, and if they are not speaking up, who will? This issue of low voting outcome will gradually be detrimental to our society. I strive to ensure that our future will be based on everyone's thoughts, not just half the country's. This means a lot to me because in a few years I will be able to vote, and I want to encourage everyone to use their vote that people rightfully fought for. To motivate young voters, we must use the power of social media, make voting more accessible, and most importantly, show that they can make a difference. The increase of use in social media will allow for a greater voter turnout from young voters. Today, we constantly see kids glued to their screens. Literally, they can't take their eyes off of it. If people they look up to encourages them to vote, it will have a bigger impact on them, opposed to the government telling them. As a result, this message can spread quickly like a wildfire, leaving a mark and waiting for its next viewer. In the 2018 midterms, Taylor Swift revealed her endorsement for candidates Phil Branson and Jim Cooper. In just 2 days, there were about 213,000 more voters, the majority being 18 to 24. This is not the only time we have seen this happen. Let's look back at the 2008 presidential campaign. Oprah's endorsement allowed for Obama to have an extra 1 million vote because of her high known status and credibility. Catherine Brownell, a professor at Purdue University, says they can raise attention. They can get people excited about voting. This is exactly what young voters need as inspiration. To know that the role models are a part of politics and therefore they should be too. They will be more encouraged and feel obligated to follow their actions. This effect can be substantial to how voter turnout may result in the future. Not only do young voters need motivation from social media, they need it to be accessible. They're more likely to vote if it was easy and required no work. The first barrier would be registering. No young adult wants to sit and fill out a form. That's like reading a textbook and answering questions, when they can automatically be registered at the DMV. Currently, only 16 states have made this possible, but if all 50 states can make this happen, it can bring 22 million newly registered voters in just the first year. Voters are also restricted by criminal records. And some of you may be wondering how it relates to young people. Well, many have been caught committing crimes and using drugs. In addition, people in the minority, especially African Americans, are caught for minor things, or nothing at all, because of their constant target compared to whites. Sooner or later, something on their criminal record will impede them from voting. 6 million more voters can be added if we eliminate ex-offender laws from voting. If we think about it, every person should be able to vote. It's not a privilege, it's a right. We can also use devices. Not only is this accessible, but it increases the chances of voting, as technology is used more than anything else this day and age. They won't have to go to the voting polls or drop off their ballots, but they can do it with the click of a button. This click of a button will be the path to more voters. Making voting accessible will do nothing unless we can show them that they can make a difference. Younger generations want to know that they are capable in turning their vote into power. Many older citizens throw remarks at them because they do not believe they have the experience to make the right decisions. For instance, Megan Newsom of the University of Florida stated, "It's frustrating that young voters are told that they are shameful for not voting. And then when we ask for measures that ensure we can vote, we are often mocked." We must encourage instead of criticize. In addition, we must show that their vote can be used for fighting issues. Lyndon B. Johnson once said, "A man without a vote is a man without protection." By throwing away their vote, they sacrifice a world that they would want to live in. A vote is the line between what happens and what doesn't. In 2008, Republican Mike Kelly kept his seat in the state legislature by one vote to Democratic candidate Carl Cosell. Any one of these young voters can be this deciding factor. They need encouragement and a sense of purpose, and we are the only people that can tell them that they matter. Voting turnout from young voters are necessary in the future. We must make it evident that their vote matters, that they can make an impact, and that they can change the world with that one vote. We can improve this situation by 3 simple things: using social media, make voting more accessible, and showing that they can make an impact. In this area, social media will be crucial to motivate young voters to fill their ballots, but it also should be accessible. Young voters must feel that they can help, change, and speak in a world they are often underestimated. They must know that their vote is their power, and it's up to them on how they use it. As Dwight D. Eisenhower expressed, the future of this republic is in the hands of the American voter. Thank you.